because of the wonderful things it does.
Hello?
Hello. Sorry, what was that?
Who was that?
I don't know. Where did that come from?
Someone's jumping on our Discord call. Weird.
Some sort of Osman.
Osman?
Wizard of Osman.
I thought you meant Richard Osman.
Yeah.
Richard Osman. Yeah. Could be him. I think I'd see him, though. He's big, isn't he?
Oh, big boy.
He's a tall man.
Is he big? He is big, isn't he?
He's very tall,
I think he's very tall.
Richard Osman.
I've only really seen him in Murder in Successville.
Oh, of
He's
course.
very good in that.
Oh, I love that show.
I started watching it a couple of weeks ago, and oh my god, it is thoroughly amazing.
Yeah.
It is really, really so fucking good.
I wish there was more improv on TV than... I mean, I think they actually tried to launch a new improv show, a little bit like Whose Line Is It Anyway on British TV, last year or something, and it just didn't really go anywhere, which was a shame, because
that is a shame.
I like watching that stuff.
The Play That Goes Wrong is getting a lot of airtime, it seems.
Oh, I'm meaning to watch that. Thank you for reminding me.
I've seen that. I saw that as it was a birthday present for me and Amy. We both got tickets, or Christmas present. It was really good. It's so funny.
I remember you telling me that's how I found out about it, and then it seems they're doing so well. They're on the television now.
Yeah.
Good for them. I'm proud.
Yeah.
It can't just go silent, can it? I mean, I was sort of waiting to hear how tall Richard Osman was.
Oh, sorry. He's 2.01 meters.
Wow.
And
2 meters?
2 meters in feet.
It's well over 6 feet.
6.5 feet, yeah.
6.5
Well
feet.
over 6 feet. 6.5 feet.
6.5.
That's well over, though.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
If you round up, he's 7 feet tall.
Wow.
True.
If around that, he's 10 feet tall.
No!
Oh my god, if you round that up, he's infinity tall.
Oh my god.
Bloody hell. Have we got contingency plans to stop him?
No, I don't think so.
Well, what do we do?
Well, you've been planning on, being fast, going fast. Richard Osman's being tall. I think it's time for a fight.
Is it?
Oh my god.
Well, I just thought I would just run away really fast.
I mean, that works
Yeah,
too.
but he's got a very long stride, Ben.
It's true.
It kind of bounces out.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can box with God, but can I race God?
He's like the man out of The Simpsons with the car, the tall man.
Do you find something amusing about my vehicle?
It's the only vehicle I could afford.
Great. Well, we did that. Should we do a music?
Let's do a music.
Let's do it.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Podiots, the official Vidiots podcast. It's a conversational podcast where we take some questions from you at home and obey the law of the three where everybody brings a thing along to talk about. I'm Ben.
I'm Peter.
And I'm Michael.
What's up, boys? What's up, boys? What's up, boys? Talk to me.
As it hanging. It's well good.
It was a really good 3 us that we just did there, I think.
I like them. Well, it was 9 us, technically.
Yeah, well, I think it probably was, yeah.
It made me feel a bit dirty.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I didn't like... I've got a weird coating in my throat now. I feel like I shouldn't have done that.
Sad ghosts. That's what that noise is.
Oh.
I think most ghosts are sad, aren't they?
I don't know.
Well, how about a teenage ghost that's been told it needs to clean up its room?
Mom! So unfair.
Brilliant. I think we did it.
Yeah.
We bloody did it. That sounds like Harry Enfield as a ghost.
Yeah, it was a bit Kevin, wasn't
Yeah, that's it.
it? Yeah.
Anyway, welcome to our comedy podcast. We use the term comedy very loosely, of course.
Yeah.
However, if you would like to support this nonsense, and actually to put it into context, these wonderful people who have financially decided to support Podiots, which is a fortnightly podcast. I don't know if you knew that. We actually use that money to cover the cost of our Podbean subscription. Podbean is our podcast platform where we upload and schedule and can look at all the stats and stuff, and it lets us deliver our nonsense.mp3 right into your ear holes and brains. And it costs money, surprisingly, and that's the kind of thing that we're able to put these donations towards. But if you donate You're not just a donator, you're a member of Pod Squad, and that is exciting. Why is it exciting? I'm glad you asked, Michael and/or Peter. It means that you get a shout-out at the beginning and the end of the podcast. And,
What value?
You get a special, but you don't get, for legal reasons, I need to tell you, you don't get a special badge, but you get an imaginary badge that goes on your chest and it says Pod Squad boy or girl.
Also, for legal reasons, it's worth pointing out that your donation may be refunded if the name that you put on your donation is something along the lines of
Yeah.
You know who you are.
Yeah, we had one through that was a bit much for me. It was just a bit much for me. We all love the funny names, but someone took it too far. And that person got a refund receipt.
Yes.
So they know who it was. Speaking of fun names, are you boys ready for some fun names?
Yes. Give me the
So-
This
names.
is my
ready.
favorite part now.
Yeah.
Just having to try and pronounce these names. Are you ready? Here we go. A bag full of drugs. Big Daddy Sausage Finger. Jason Stearson. Nice. Samuel DeBarber of Seville, who donated a hugely generous amount of money. So much I'm going to read the message that goes along with it. Lad, long time away, although I try to keep up with the vids, falling asleep to main menu makes for interesting dreams. Recently got accepted to university and thought I'd get this in before UCD takes all my monies. Lads, you three are grand. Cheers.
Oh, thank
Cheers,
you.
Samuel.
No, you're grand.
No, you're grand.
Yeah.
Big Titty Jesus 42. Scrum Bomble Pomply Dupes. This one there. And another ridiculous donation from Sugar Chuff, who says, you guys consistently make my drive to and from work so much more enjoyable. Loving all your work. Triple Jump is ace. Mikey dressing up as Wallace and farting 74 times is insane. All power to you boys.
I'm glad I'm empowering people with my farts and white face.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hashtag whiteface.
I wonder if you're still a top-rated result on whatever it was, sexyfarts.com.
Sexy farts. Yeah, I think the gas provider still talks about me to this day. I'm his ultimate dream sexy boy.
Marlene. Michael John's son.
Hey.
During dinner minge.
Oh,
Faster than Ben.
No.
Funny name _ Lord Brotovich. The Walnut Winkle. Fantastic Mr. Fucks. Kitty Hawk. Armin's Frozen Peas. Big Titty Jesus 42.
Hey.
6 large strong trestle tables.
Oh, nice. Love a
Which
good
is
trestle.
Also a generous donation. Thank you, boys, for being an ever-shining beacon in a dullard's life. Well, not true. Not true. You're clearly not a dullard. You're a member of Pod Squad now.
Yeah.
Wee Jock Poo Pong McPlop. Peter's Tentacle Porn.
Ooh.
At Dave on Pornhub. Big Titty Jesus 42. Again, going crazy.
Oh.
Tiny Peter Bathroom Olympian. Michael Wallace gave me PTSD.
Yep, fair.
Ben's grandma. A giant octopus in Peter's room. Michael dommed by a bedbug. Woo.
Oh, no.
This you a woe phobe. I don't know what that is.
What is that?
Al Gore's Rhythms, known racist Mel Gibbon, Simon Miller Light, Sexy Bedbug, Frederick Suckerdick, Prince Beefcakes, Brian's Mystery Meatface,
Oh.
One Jiff,
Good.
Fulton the Pussy Killer.
One GIF. Sorry, can we just that's a good reference.
Oh,
Nice.
one GIF. I laughed over that one.
Yeah, One Jiff.
Good.
In there.
Nice.
Oh, God, here we go. Plip Plap Cadillac Whip Whap is one. Call Me Alks. Big Titty Supportive Goth GF.
Oh, nice.
Emily Lemons. Mike Hunt from the Discord. Amy Dosange, who's expecting a baby. Very exciting.
Oh,
congratulations, Amy. Daddy Michael Suck My Toes. Haywood Jablomi. Billy Taurus Walrus. Stephen Scodes. Wibbly Wobbly Woo. Pod Squad's God's Nod Rod.
God.
Rebecca the 42nd Awesome Fox. Chafing Ramhole.
Oh, wow.
Rapage Greaselage Greasel. Andrew Stinson, Lbaker97, You Can Grommet My Wallace Ben, Doc Dickington, Fuck Them Kids, Crispy Hoisin Pizza, and Haddy Emnor.
Ah,
Well, there we go.
Jesus. Thank you to everyone. You're so interesting and amazing. Imagine
what brilliant
Ben as a child when your mother turned to you and said you need to get a hobby or something to be more interesting. Imagine if you had the Pod Squad to donate to back then and become the world's most interesting man.
the world's most interesting man. I mean, arguably, I've peaked now because I can read things like Doc Dickington.
True, actually, yeah.
Wibbly wobbly woo.
Yeah, you're like the Podmaster.
I am the Podmaster. Thank you very much to all of you very generous and amazing people. We'll shout you out again at the end of the show. Over to you, Tiny Peter.
I am Question Master today. I brought some questions from the fans who have submitted them on Twitter. Firstly, I would like to officially apologise to Bjorn Q, who I forgot to name drop in the previous podcast. The final question, I never got round to actually saying who had submitted it. So thank you, Bjorn.
Thank you, Bjorn.
For that question.
Thanks, Bjorn.
Thank you, Bjorn. Question number 1 for today comes from Gaseous Snake at I Did a Long Poo.
Oh,
good
name. Good, solid name.
Gaseous Snake asks, what's your favourite thing that you guys did whilst at the Yogscast?
Oh, God.
Now, I think this is a question we've had on Triple Jump before, on like a stream or something, but I don't know if we've talked about it on the podcast, on Podiots.
I just think the entire concept of Vidiots as this weird, contained mess with a random fucking piece of lore. Like, we joined the Yogscast and we said, no, we're not just become a Let's Play channel. We're going to become something very different and very fucked up, and I'm proud of us for doing that. God damn it.
Yeah.
No, definitely.
Fuck yeah.
The fact that we have a YouTube channel now where we can upload videos of us eating Twixes and its content is something I'm proud of.
It's content and it's part of the Yogscast network.
Yeah. It is still officially part of the Yogscast network, yeah.
God, I mean, if I was to think literally in terms of things that being at the Yogscast allowed us to do, I'd say that Tomb Raider thing was so much fun.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact that it was shot like an actual TV show as well, where we could go home with it, you know, and then upload it to the channel. That's cool. I like that. It was like an episode of Jungle Run, but all about us.
My favourite bit of that was, like, before we went into the room, we had to do a little piece to camera and talk about, you know, how excited we are to do it. Yeah. I'm pretty sure everyone else did it in one take, but they gave us 3 takes to do ours, and they still went with the first take.
I don't know what they wanted from us.
Yeah.
No, it was weird.
It's like, I mean, they probably just wanted, you know, typical Instagram person, like, hey guys, I'm here at the Tomb Raider experience. Let's have fun. And instead they got 3 men grunting and screaming about...
They got the Vidiots, basically, yeah.
Yeah.
It was early days, but we knew what our style was.
We did, yeah. No, I definitely. I mean, yeah. Like, I think Michael's answer is as good as any in that, you know, the fact that we just did, you know, a kind of. I think someone once described us as it's like Dick and Dom in the Bungalow, but they can say cunt. Something like that. The fact that we just did that in general across the entire year was great. But if I had to pick a specific thing. I really liked most, if not all, of the Prove It live action challenges that we did. I really liked the art one. God, yeah. I thought that was quite a good video. Yeah. The cooking, basically any live action content that we did there, I thought was all really good stuff.
Because there were always these kind of weirdly scrobbled together things with whatever we could find for cheap or free in the office.
We just made it work, didn't we?
Yeah.
Everything we did, we just made it work. Hey, remember when we were dressed as knights and we jumped into my car and drove to the beach?
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah, it got complex to the end, didn't it?
It did, yeah.
It did.
Yeah.
God bless.
That was good. I liked that. I did enjoy going to Dunster to film just because it had a castle. That was the only reason. And it was like, what are we learning from this Prove It?
Yeah, we reverse engineered the Prove It around the fact
we
that
we reverse engenered a lot of content.
We did. Yeah.
Right, so we've got a castle. What are we going to do? I don't know. It's just something. Just fucking.
What's a medieval game?
Medieval games. I don't know.
So we've been sent 2 giant rolls of bubble wrap. What are we going to do?
Well, I've got a car.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah. There was a lot of that. Well, very good. Good times. Good times had by all. I'm pooped.
Okay, thanks, Peter. You get a nap.
We've got another question right here from. I think it might be Ami. It's AMI, but there is a bearded man in the.
Is it Ami Desange?
It is Ami Desange.
Oh wow!
It's the one who's expecting a bebe.
Ami Desange is expecting a babby. At Ami Desange on Twitter says, "What's your most unpopular opinion?"
Oh dearie me.
Man, I don't know. I like to think of myself as someone who doesn't hold very controversial opinions, apart from sort of petty, personal taste things. You know, like I don't like the idea of pineapple on pizza. Oh my god!
Oh, you
crazy,
monster!
right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But is there any, like, I mean, something that springs to mind for me, and I don't even know if this, I don't think this is even an unpopular opinion anymore, but like, you know, in terms of pop culture things that are critically acclaimed and loved by most people, I just don't get Friends at all.
Oh.
You got loads of friends, man.
Yeah, I know. I just don't get them though. They don't stay. But I think Friends is actually, I think people looking back on it, it's slightly less popular now than it used to be. I think there's still, you know, a massive fan base for it, but I've definitely noticed a bit of a change in the trend on social media where people have said, "Oh yeah, Friends was, you know, it wasn't actually that good, was it?" But I think still, for the most part, people liked it, and I never did.
I think that's a sign of a younger population, though, because as far as I know, everyone who likes Friends didn't start watching it like 3 years ago. They watched it as a kid when it was on. I think a lot of that holdovers from that.
No, you're right. That is the case. So
that's my controversial opinion. You're all young if you don't like Friends.
I think you're right though. But yeah, I've never really liked it. But then I guess there aren't that many American sitcoms, especially with canned laughter, that I do enjoy. So it's probably not just Friends, but that's just probably the most popular one.
Peter.
Yeah.
Scenario for you.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. You go to bed tonight.
Yeah.
You wake up on the world famous Friends sofa.
Oh, yeah.
And Rachel walks in and she says, "Oh, hi, Peter. Are you ready to do 90s things with me today?" And you're like, "Well, I mean, I'm engaged. I don't know if I can do that."
Yeah.
And she says, "No, silly. Ross, my close friend and your close friend too, will be here soon, and we're going to go to the coffee shop where we live." And
they live in a coffee shop.
And this is my understanding of Friends.
Yeah,
I haven't really seen it. Correct me if I'm wrong. We're going to go to the coffee shop, and we're all going to hang out. Joey's going to be there, and he's going to talk about the big audition that he did for the sex cream. That's the thing. That was the story, right, Michael?
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
The sex cream. Yeah. Who else is there? Chandler's going to be there. He's so sarcastic. You are not going to like him.
Oh, Superintendent Chandler. Yeah.
Superintendent Chandler's going to be there. You've also got, you know, the strange one who seems like an absolute nightmare to be around. Phoebe's going to be there.
Yeah.
And you've
the
also
smelly
got a little
cat
bit of
one.
The smelly cat one. The one.
Yeah, we all love Smelly Cat, don't we?
Phoebe the Smelly Cat. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun. That was a fun thing, and you were there for it as one of the friends. And of course, there's also a little bit of Monica as well.
Of course, in my life.
Now, there's the door, and then she looks at you dead in the eyes. Her pupils dilate so much that her eyes just become voids of darkness.
Oh, God.
And in a much deeper voice, she says, "Peter, if you leave through that door, you can return to your reality.
Yeah.
Now. However, if you spend the day with us, you can become a friends. And at the end of the day, we will return you to your reality." And then she returns to normal. What do you do?
I tell her to not drink so much Central Perk coffee, for starters. That's why her pupils have gone all like that, I think. But then after that, I mean, it doesn't really matter whether it's Friends or not. I think I would always be interested in trying a 24-hour experience of being in anyone else's life, or, you know, maybe not anyone else.
But what if you get to the coffee shop and they're all pretending it's real, but you can see that the coffee shop is just a set and there's loads of people filming you? How do you react?
In that case, I would definitely walk out the door, because this is not some sort of supernatural experience that's happening. If it was a supernatural experience and it was like, do you want to see what it's like being in Friends for 24 hours? I'd probably do it, just because I know that I'm going back to my life at the end of it. You know, it would be an experience. But, you know, if it was just, "Hey, Peter, do you want to swap your life and be on The Friends?" No, not really. No, I don't. I don't like coffee.
Fair enough. Well, that'd be it. You wouldn't be able to be one of the friends.
No, I'd be an acquaintance.
Acquaintances. All of the like side
claps.
characters from Friends have their own spin-off.
Yeah.
I really like that.
I think I've seen. Is Acquaintances a Family Guy joke? I think I've seen that.
It could be. I don't know. I also don't watch Family Guy. There's an unpopular opinion.
Hey, why don't you go to Family Guy Land?
Yeah. I also don't like South Park. It's just all American
man.
comedies, I think.
Come on, dude.
Anyway, that's all of my unpopular opinions. That's me firmly in the crosshairs of the audience. What about you two? What do you hate?
I hate. What have you sent us, Michael?
Oh, he's found,
That's it.
he's
Yeah,
found acquaintances. Oh, yeah, it's all the lookalikes.
That's the meme there of all
Yeah.
the friends who sort of look like the friends.
Sorry, I Google acquaintances meme. Oh man, that's a good meme. I'm proud of that.
Chandler
Really.
does not look like Chandler in that. All the others are pretty good, but
Yeah, that doesn't look like Chandler, does it?
no.
It's just a guy wearing a tie.
That's what Chandler is, right?
My unpopular opinion is that I think wiping back to front is the superior.
Oh yeah, that's very unpopular.
Oh, not this. No, that is a controversial opinion.
There we go. That's it.
I'm angry
That's all
now,
I'm-
Ben.
We've done this. We've been down this road.
Well, thanks for treading it back up. Now it's all I can think about is you wiping.
Well, I didn't want to reopen the can of. Peter brought the question. It's not
I
my
did.
fault.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I've been I think the only thing I can remember recently is getting into an argument on a ferret Facebook group for having the audacity to say, "Oh, you should try and adopt your animals instead of going to a pet shop where they're really badly treated, and you're only funding that by buying from the pet shops." And someone was like, "You shut up!" And yeah, it's especially with ferrets. It's a weird. In America, they're all bred on ferret farms and they're all got lots of inbreeding and health issues. In the UK, we're kind of fine because that industry doesn't exist to the same extent. But yeah, I'm a big old vegan boy and I'm going to piss you off because I'm a lefty.
Yeah, I guess statistically, at the moment, being a vegan is you're not in the majority yet. But
One day, Peter, one day.
One day.
Yet.
One day.
When the planet burns, the vegans will rise.
I've got a thing.
Oh,
No, you have not.
I'm going to
Come
jump
on.
straight in with a thing.
fucking do it.
Go on.
This is from the Daily Mirror. Yeah.
Oh.
One of those. Mum livid. It's not my mum. It's our mum. But it just the way it's worded sounds like our mum is livid.
Right.
Mum livid after nursery sends her a rude note by writing on toddler in green marker.
That's the Onion. I'm putting that one down.
Yeah, that's the Onion, is it?
Yeah.
Wait until you see how much writing and how big the note is on the child. Let me send you the picture right now. You're expecting a small note
Oh, my
on,
goodness me.
on the baby's head.
Oh my
No.
god.
So I will read the story before you read that out loud for the audience. A furious mum has hit out at a nursery who left her a message by scrawling it on her toddler's stomach in green marker. Single mum of two, Heather, discovered the writing when changing her son Milo's nappy. Milo! After a long day at work, leaving her furious. Writing on Facebook, she says the daycare put a daily report in both of her children's lunch boxes to let her know how they have behaved during the day. What times they were changed, and if either of them needed more nappies or wipes bringing in. The American mum... Oh, this is good writing from the Mirror. The American mum, she must have missed a message from the day before... So, I don't know. The American mum says she must have missed a message from the day before that Milo required more diapers. And as she was then faced with a huge message written in marker on his torso, as written on KidSpot, which I guess is a parent news site. It read, "Mum, I'm out of diapers. Please read my report."
What? Oh my god.
She said, "Now keep in mind, I see several teachers at drop-off and several at pick-up. If I failed to see that he needs diapers, a simple, 'Hey Heather, your son needs diapers, maybe you missed the report,' would have done the trick from any of the many teachers that I see there daily. But instead, I changed his diaper this afternoon," and then this is in all caps, "and see this written on my son with marker." Sue me for not reading the report every single day, she puts. It sort of goes on, but you know how these tabloids spread the story thinly across a page with several adverts. There's nothing else to this story. But there you go. The daycare centre wrote on a child.
So what does it say? I'm out of diapers.
Mum, I'm out of diapers. Read my report.
Do the parents provide diapers? I'm not entirely sure how.
I guess so.
I mean that kind of makes sense. Otherwise, they'd be spending a lot of money on diapers. But wow, I like the idea of messenger babies instead of pigeons.
Yeah.
That's how you get your message noticed. Pigeon, fine, whatever, they can fly away. Baby, ooh, no avoiding that Sharpie on the tummy.
No.
I think she shared it on Snapchat because there is. Hang on, There's a second picture with the the little Snapchat caption on it, and it says after scrubbing several times, and it's not come off.
Poor baby.
Oh God.
So
dear.
Why would they write with permanent marker?
I don't know. It's insane.
Why have they? I've been desperately trying to think of a pun. I can't.
No.
I'm throwing in the towel. Yeah, I was thinking, is there something that post-it notes? Is there something there? Maybe not.
No, maybe. Yeah. One to think on.
Yeah, much to think about.
Yeah.
Postnatal
Jesus
notes.
Christ.
Oh yeah. I like that.
That's
It's
good.
not. I don't know. It could be better. There's definitely something
It's
in there.
better than anything anyone else came up with, Mikey.
Yeah. Postnatal.
Yeah. Postnatal. That'll
There
do.
we go.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Is there a follow up to the story?
No, there's no comment from the from the nursery or anything like that as far as I can see. That's just how it ends. Lots of mums on I guess on the kids net website or whatever it was called have said that they're outraged. File a report. Totally not okay or appropriate. I am so mad for you. You are a human with a lot on your plate. It's easy to miss a couple of things. Etc. etc.
Is this? Do you reckon the mum did this for attention?
Yeah, maybe.
Possibly, but then you'd think that I'm guessing that the Mirror probably reached out to the nursery for comment, and the fact that they've remained silent.
Yeah, no, that's
You'd
true.
think if the mum had done it, that the nursery might say, "Hang on, no, we didn't write on your baby." But also, it just seems the most unlikely thing, doesn't it?
Yeah. How recent was this story?
It was a couple of weeks ago, I think. Hang on,
A couple of weeks ago, and there's still no follow-up. That's crazy.
It was longer than that. It was 28th of January, so a month ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mad. Wow.
No follow-up for now. So
Well, one day, hopefully.
sorry to leave you hanging, but I just thought we all needed to know about that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have the name of the nursery?
Can we dox them?
No, can we just tell everyone to avoid it unless you want a scribble-baby?
No, it doesn't actually. It doesn't actually say. That first picture that I sent you of the unscrubbed. Oh no, the second one actually. The second picture where it's been scrubbed out a little bit. The caption on that image is just "The note was huge," which is fairly dramatic. But
Great, that is dramatic.
yeah, good. Well,
Wow. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Peter.
you're welcome. Just a quick one there. A little baby thing.
Little baby thing.
Quick one.
Yeah.
Do you want another question, sons? Yeah, okay.
Today, according to Duncan Wilson at DMWilson73, if that is his real name, today, at time of recording, is World Book Day.
Oh.
That's true, I can confirm. What was your favourite book as a kid, and do you have one now? Says Duncan Wilson. Good question. I actually thought about bringing this as my thing if it hadn't been asked, but fortunately it was.
I'm very upset with myself because I've never been a reader, even though I want to be. I'm physically incapable of reading. The words just make no sense. Help me, what are these symbols? But so it was always kind of like a really nice treat to read a book in English class or something, where it'd be like everyone be in there reading the same books. There's nothing there to distract you. It's just like, hey, let's enjoy the story. And Lord of the Flies really stuck with me since then, because we read lots of books, but for some reason Lord of the Flies is this really interesting little political analogy with children and blah blah blah. And I don't know, just kind of children with Sharpies on them. The children have ran out of, I don't know, did they crash on a plane or something? They've ran out of fuel and they've crashed, and that's all sharpied on them.
Otto got a melon stuck under his brake pedal, and the bus crashed. And then
I was always so fucking impressed by that coconut village they built.
Yeah, with the monkey butlers.
Oh, amazing.
Monkey butlers, yeah. Go banana.
How many flies are in Lord of the Flies? I haven't read it.
It's 32. Do you want me to name them all for you?
32? Yes, please.
Derek.
Big Titty Jesus, 42.
Let's go up to the subscriptions.
At least 6 of them are Big Titty Jesus. 42.
Yeah.
And one of them just wants to suck my toes.
I've never read it. I've seen the films with Frodo and Gandalf and so on.
Oh,
they take the one fly back to
yeah, they really didn't
Mordor.
have
Is that the line, fly you fools? Is that why that's it?
Yeah.
Flies, you fools. That's it.
The Lord of the Flies.
Brilliant.
I used to read the Edge Chronicles, which were written by Paul Stewart and Chris Riddell, he's now, or I don't know if he still is, but he was Children's Laureate for a time, Chris Riddell. And they were illustrated inside in this really interesting style.
Oh my god, I just googled it and holy shit, yeah, that is a really nice style. Yeah,
and there were like 15 of them, or maybe not quite that many. There were like at least 12, I think. And they were set in this world where it's like this cliff that just sort of sticks out into open sky, and they have like sky ships with pirates on them and loads of like cool monsters and stuff. And really liked them. I think the illustrations helped. I thought it was kind of, at the time, it seemed like quite an edgy series as well, because people get killed with swords, blood comes out,
What?
Stuff like that. People lose like heads and limbs and stuff, even though it's kind of a young adult story.
And plus the fact it takes place on a cliff edge is pretty edgy.
Well, yeah, it's pretty edgy, yeah.
Would you define yourself as an edge lord, Peter?
Oh, definitely. And I purely put it down to the Edge Chronicles. That's right. I learned when you guys were at your frat parties and lovers' lanes, I was studying the Edge, and now you have the audacity to come to me for help.
Nice.
Brilliant. If you stare long enough into the Edge stares back into you as well.
That's it. That's what happens. And they actually released the final book in the series only like 2 years ago, and I've bought it and I'm reading it soon.
Oh, exciting!
Yeah, so that's nice. It's like something that I've grown up with since I was probably about 12 or something like that. So yeah,
lovely. Apart from the obvious Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
I don't consider myself a big Harry Potter fan, not in the sense that I don't like it, just because I don't have the same level of obsession as a lot of people do. But I certainly enjoyed reading the books growing up.
Yeah.
And apart from that, Alex Rider.
Oh yeah.
I was a big Alex Rider fan, The Boy Spy.
I never read those, but my brother liked them.
Yeah, they were really good. I think I read the first 3 a lot, and then I think it sort of went downhill a little bit after that, because I can't really remember why, but he was a teenager for a long time.
Yeah.
And it seemed a bit odd. They did a film adaptation of the first one, Stormbreaker. Is it Stormbreaker?
Yeah.
I think so.
I remember watching that in the cinema with my friend and being thoroughly disappointed, even as a child.
Yeah, it was real shame. Stephen Fry was in it, which was great, as the Gadget Man.
Oh,
But in
okay.
the book, he had his gadget was a Game Boy.
Oh, fucking
And
sick.
the cartridges did different things.
Oh my
One of them
God.
was a smoke bomb that was a Game Boy cartridge that he put in.
Oh, that's
and I think
cool.
the film replaced it with like a DS or something contemporary. And I was like, oh man,
Sounds
why couldn't
fun.
it be a Game Boy? Game Boys are the shit, man.
Anthony Horowitz was that author, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, it was. Point
Yeah.
Blank was good as well. That was the second one, or Point Blanc.
Plonk, 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 plonk.
And I think there was something about some face swapping, or someone was having surgery and it was a bit of a mystery. I don't know. I really like those books. I thought they were really good. But I
Nice.
don't read so much anymore because I just don't have the time. I am spending any time on it. I've just got, and I know my mum listens to this podcast. They bought me the, what's the Python who's still alive, who
Most of
writes
them.
a lot of books, who writes a lot of books.
Michael Palin.
Yes, Michael Palin wrote a very interesting book about a boat, And I started reading it, and then I stopped because it was about a boat.
Oh, no.
That was my most recent book attempt.
Ben, if you don't read books, you're going to be a boring person for the rest of your life.
Would a boring person do this?
Whoa!
Wow.
Exactly.
You are the Edge Chronicles Lord now.
Thank you. Give me your fedora. You
Yeah.
don't get to wear it anymore. It's mine.
Here it is. Here is my samurai sword.
Oh, blimey. This is getting really serious.
I still read a bit. Probably my favorite book that I've read recently is Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman. You're probably aware of Neil Gaiman. He sometimes writes for TV and
I've heard of his name.
yeah. Have you heard of American Gods on Netflix?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's one of his, I think. I've not read that, but yeah, he's written a lot of things that either he's written for TV shows, like he's done some Doctor Who, or he's written things that have been adapted into TV shows and movies. But Neverwhere is about this kind of underground population in London that are like sort of, they're not invisible, but like when they're walking around on the surface, people don't really notice them. But yeah, it's a good book. He's writing another one as well, so I'm excited for that.
Busy boy.
Nice.
But would recommend Neverwhere if you're into your Harry Potters and that kind of thing. But you want to read an adult book for adults.
Oh, blimey.
Yeah.
It's time for a thing.
I'm happy to do my thing.
Michael?
Aye.
I think you should do your thing, mate.
Right, well, everybody get your dinner plates out. I've brought along a load of garlic. Got an extra quid's worth for each years.
Oh,
Oh,
lovely. Thanks.
You got an extra quid's worth of what?
garlic.
For each of us.
Oh, for each of us. I couldn't make out.
Oh,
the
right,
words of that.
yes.
It was too Geordie for you.
For each of us.
Reaches.
It's French. I don't come with garlic, sadly. I come
Oh,
with...
for fuck's
Aw.
sake.
I know, but it's probably equally as good. If you could put it into food and eat it, it would be like garlic.
Okay.
I instead come with another letter from our favourite George Franklin. Ben Franklin.
Oh,
George Frank.
George
from
Franklin.
our favourite George Franklin, Ben Franklin.
G. Franks. This is a letter to a friend from 1974.
Wow, he lived a long time.
This is a real world changer. No, this is from 1745. And the title
How
of
did
the
you get 1974 from that?
There's a lot of words on my screen, Peter.
Yeah, okay.
I'm getting confused. I can't read. You know this.
Michael, you're doing great.
Thanks.
You are. Sorry.
The title of this letter is Advice to a Friend on Choosing a Mistress.
Oh, good.
Oh, okay.
So it turns out this friend of our boy, G. Ben Franks, is he's going through some sexual trouble at the minute. He's just got these uncontrollable urges. And so, as you do, you reach out to your friend who's like an American big boy, and you ask, "What do I do with all these sexual urges?" Do you want to know what the advice was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was as mentioned in the title, it was getting a mistress.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
really sold that one.
Not eating some Kellogg's cornflakes.
Oh, that wasn't invented yet. That came after this.
Yeah. Okay.
Sadly,
Just
only-
finding a really flattering photo of Ben Franklin for us all to look at while we listen.
Oh,
to
that'd be
this.
nice. Thank you.
I'm just going to tweet it as well, so everyone at home can
Oh, look at
this
him.
picture of Ben Franklin.
That
Great.
saucy devil.
And just bear
Wonder
this
how
in
many
mind.
mistresses he had. Oh.
Oh, nothing but mistresses. But what makes this advice a bit more interesting is the fact that Franklin insists that an older woman is the only way to go.
Oh, Benjamin.
Oh,
Oh, he likes the older
You
lady.
little toy boy.
blimey.
To quote, "A single man has not nearly the value he would have in that state of union. He's an incomplete animal. He resembles the odd half of a pair of scissors." Don't know what that means, really. So then, yeah, worried that he replied to his friend in a big long letter, but he's worried that his friend wouldn't heed his advice. And so, in a very contemporary format, Ben Franklin made an 8-point list of reasons why older women make better partners.
I'm Ben from Franklin, and here are 8 reasons.
You just read my next line. So yeah, with that, I'm Benjamin Franklin from What Culture, and here's
Oh.
8 reasons why you should marry an older woman to stop your sexual urges.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mikey.
It's all right. It's fine.
Couldn't help myself.
Number 8. Because as they have more knowledge of the world and their minds are better filled with observations, their conversation is more improving and more lastingly agreeable. So yeah, they're easier to get on with. I think a little bit of our friend Franklin's misogyny shines through in some of these. This is one of the weak, tamer ones.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Number 7. Because when women cease to be handsome, they study to become better people.
Oh, good. So pick an ugly one.
Yeah, find an ugly one because they've got, better brain. He expands on this point. To maintain their influence over men when their looks are fading, they learn other ways of being valuable. They learn to do 1,000 services, big or small, and are the most tender and useful of all friends when you are sick. And hence, there is hardly such a thing to be found as an old woman who is not a good woman.
Who the fuck are you, Ben Franklin? You wrote a thesis on farts.
You
Piss off.
snail man, you absolute cretin.
I'm just looking at this photo of him while listening.
Imagine, yeah. Oh.
This is in fact, I need to. Is there any way we could go back in time so I could pass on the fedora and
Give it
and
to-
katana?
Yeah.
Yeah, all he's missing is a bit of neckbeard, and he's there.
He
Yeah.
needs this more than me.
And number 6, this is a nice practical one. You should date an old woman because there's no hazard of children. So he's
No
not
hazard.
hazard of children. So he's not talking a little bit older. He's talking about like a postmenopausal woman. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can bonk them to your life's content, mate.
Bonk 'em silly, my dude.
Oh, yeah.
He expands. Children, when irregularly produced, may be attended with much inconvenience.
Ugh.
This is
When-
it.
what was his wording then? When
Which irregularly produced may be attended with much inconvenience.
irregularly produced.
I don't really know what that means. You don't regularly make children, do you? Do you?
I don't know. Maybe.
I tried to reword a lot of this into quote-unquote normal English, but that was just mystifying to me. Number 5. Because through more experience, they are more prudent and discreet when it comes to hiding your relationship. If the affair should happen to be known, considerate people might be rather inclined to excuse an old woman who would kindly take care of a young man from his manners by her good counsels, and prevent his ruining his health and fortune among mercenary prostitutes.
Oh,
Go
God.
for it.
Sounds like Ben's been stung in the past.
Yeah.
These prosies, ugh.
Mercenaries, a lot of them.
I've never heard mercenary and prostitutes put together like that, but I really like that.
It's badass, isn't it?
In
That's
2020,
so cool.
we're all about mercenary prostitutes.
That's fucking awesome.
A sex worker with a minigun and a bandolier across her chest.
Yeah. Fuck
That sounds great.
Go get it.
Go girl. Or boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Number 4, and this is my personal favourite. Because in every animal that walks upright, the deficiency of the fluids that fill the muscles appears first in the highest part. The face first grows lank and wrinkled, then the neck, then the breast and arms, the lower parts continuing to the last as plump as ever. So that when covering all above with a basket and regularly and regarding only what is below the girdle, it is impossible of 2 women to know an old one from a younger one.
That is unbelievable. I mean, first off, that's bollocks. That's not how it works. But also, he's saying, oh, well, if you catch her at the right moment, from below the waist, she'll still have the genitalia and legs of a sexy young broad.
As long as you put a basket over her,
just
the rest
stick a
of her.
basket on her head. Yeah.
Just look at this guy's fucking face. Look at him.
I've
He
got him
needs the
open.
basket.
That's what he looks
He
like.
needs to get in the basket. Come on.
Just get in the fucking basket so he can throw you off a cliff more
Yeah.
conveniently.
I like this little metaphor he throws in at the end of this one. And as in the dark, all cats are grey. So, it's in the dark, everyone's the same, so I may as well be an older woman.
Right. But then might as well also be a man. What's your point?
Yeah. Or maybe he's hinted that secretly.
Why not just stick your dick in a raw chicken, Ben Franklin?
Yeah, why not, Ben Franklin?
Yeah,
Yeah.
come on.
God.
Stick a basket on a chicken and fuck it, you monster.
Shut up, Ben Franklin.
Ugh. Number 3. slightly, I think this just comes from a place of, in the olden times, women were largely misunderstood and thought of as other creatures from men. Because this
What are they? How do they
What
work?
are women? What are women? Number 3, because the sin is less. The debauching of a virgin may be her ruin and make her unhappy for life. So find someone that's already ruined and unhappy for life.
Right.
So that you're not the cause of it, I guess.
Right.
Okay.
It goes weird. It's weird from, put a basket on your partner to, don't ruin her life with your penis. Ben.
Yeah.
Franklin.
Sorry.
Weird one.
Number 2. It's all a bit weird. Number 2. Because there is less guilt, I think this kind of links into the previous one. Having made a young girl miserable may give you frequent bitter reflections, none of which can attend the making of an old woman happy. I think he's just kind of implying that older women would be happy to be with anyone. And
Right.
and
It's a gift.
yeah,
You're being generous.
you're lucky to have this smiling Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah, I'm doing her a favour.
Yeah, it's definitely the vibe I'm getting from this. And lastly, because they are so grateful.
Oh, God.
He did. He's probably like, I'm a gift from God. I will have sex with you, but only if you put a basket over yourself and you don't talk about our relationship in public.
They will be grateful. They should be paying me. I'll be the mercenary.
Benjamin Franklin, mercenary prostitute.
Wow. He is. What a dreadful man.
And so that's our list.
One of the founding fathers of the land of the free.
Oh dear, yeah, and that's our list. If you liked the video, let us know. You send a letter to me, George Franklin. George, why the fuck am I doing it again?
Are there any we missed off? Let us know in the comments below.
I'm Ben from What Culture.
No.
And there we go. That's why Benjamin Franklin is a bit of a weirdo.
He's a piece of shit.
The farts were fine, but the misogyny was a bit much for me.
Who'd have known that the shit would come out of his mouth as well as his arse?
Ridiculous. Well, I found another picture of him here.
Chuck it our way, my dude.
There he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a beached whale.
He does just look like a sort of creepy man on the bus who smells of crab sticks.
I think in that photo he's been dead for a while.
Yeah.
If you look closely at his face, you can tell he's just farted, and this must have been like around the time he wrote that essay.
Yeah.
That's the facial expression you make to your co-workers when you pass them in the corridor.
Just the gentle nod in the hallway as you pass by, wordless.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You comfortable there?
Up here for your tea.
Smell it?
Pass it.
Smell it and see?
Smell it.
I'll tweet that as well so people can see that.
Good.
Whole chain of just no context Franklin. There we go. Excellent. Thank you, Michael.
That's all right. I'm glad I could provide a chain of Franklin. George
Yeah.
or Ben, whoever it may be.
Whichever one we're feeling like it is today.
Yeah. Okay. Straight off the back of Ben Franklin doing Trumps, we've got Lloyd Narger here at Lloyd91 who just says, "Fav weird smell."
Petrol!
Petrol. It's got to be petrol.
Absolutely petrol.
I like Dun sparklers as well.
Yeah. Gunpowder.
Gunpowder.
From party poppers and stuff.
Yeah.
That's true.
Dun matches. I don't know why I'm using the word dun like that, but it's happening. Dun matches and dun sparklers.
Done matches.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Leather bookmarks.
Oh, leather. Yeah, that's not even...
Particularly bookmarks. Is that because it combines the leather and book smell?
I can't say that I've ever sniffed regular non-bookmark leather, and I feel like if we're using leather, a bookmark's worth is probably enough.
Oh, I've just remembered a spell.
Yeah.
Do you remember back in Vidiots when someone sent us fart spray and Ben binned it straight away?
Yeah, liquid ass.
Liquid
I threw
ass.
it away because I did not trust you with it.
Well, as part of my job over the last couple of weeks, I had to order in some. Let me just find the name of it. I think it was called "Who Shit Their Pants Fart Spray."
Oh, God.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, we did. I helped produce a live stream in the office. One of the potential challenges that people would have to do would be wear a gas mask that's filled with this fart spray.
Oh, my God.
And
that would probably make people vomit.
Yeah, well, they did very well. They got chosen and they survived. And this
okay,
person
good
also
for them.
said they'd happily eat dog food on camera, so...
Okay.
But, yeah, the smell is, honest to God, the most accurate diarrhea smell I've ever smelled.
Oh.
I'm not saying I like it, but the spray bottle's still in the office, and I kind of walk past it every now and then. I go, I'll have a little sniff. And yep,
Oh, Michael, no.
it's still bad.
Amazing. It's the smell of home.
It really is.
Home is where the fart is.
Oh, very good. Very good indeed.
There's got to be some sort of industrial solventy smells are pretty good
Yeah.
sometimes. I had one of those like neck pillow things that's full of beans, for want of a better term.
Yeah, little beans.
You know what I mean? Full of the little beans, full of the Heinz, and I used to just sniff it because it smelled of faintly of factory solvents. I don't know. That was quite a nice smell. I might have literally been huffing solvents. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, possibly. Solvent abuse can kill instantly.
It can, but it didn't though.
Pretty fun.
So
I tell you what was always a lottery was different kinds of books at school.
yeah,
Like some textbooks would smell really nice textbook smell. Some wouldn't actually smell that nice. There'd be like a weird, different smell.
Why do they smell of sick? Why does sometimes they smell of sick?
Yeah, they did sometimes smell of sick. And then, some of the actual reading book, fiction books that we had to read, like your Lord of the Flies, Mikey.
Yeah.
We had one. We read Skellig at school. Are you guys aware of Skellig?
Never heard of it before.
No, it's
I
about
know
this
Skelliger. That's in The Witch. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. But Skellig's about this a boy finds like an old man who's got wings just in his garage. That's actually what it's
This
about.
is great. This
Yeah.
is great.
It's like an old dying angel he finds in the shed at the bottom of his garden, and he just feeds him Chinese food and ginger ale.
Oh man, can I be the dying angel? I want that life.
Yeah. Anyway, the Skellig books smelled really good, and they didn't smell like any other. Because book smell is a nice smell, but it wasn't book smell. It was this other different book smell, and I think there's something
Boo
about
cake smell.
yeah, but that's what it was.
Oh, God.
Well,
Good smells.
I mean, there's lots of really nice non-weird smells, like new sheets,
Ooh.
new sheet night. Well, not new, cleanly washed. I mean,
Yeah, clean sheet night. That's
Yeah.
exciting. I've got one of those coming up this weekend.
Yeah?
It's going to be fun. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
big weekend.
great.
It's difficult when you've only got one set of bed sheets, isn't it? You never wash it. I wash the pillowcases semi-regularly, but the bed just tends to stay. Because I shower before bed, so I don't usually go to bed dirty. So, I mean, it's no excuse. It's just I don't have time to dry it before it's bedtime again.
It is a hell of a task, yeah. On the inverse of that, our couch, because the ferrets like to climb all over it, has little ferret oil stains on it.
Oh,
And so every once in a while we take off all the covers off the couch and put it in the washing machine, and that takes about 2 or 3 days to dry. So we just got a couple of days of having a shitty looking sofa.
Yeah.
But at least it's not oily.
Nice.
Thanks, ferrets.
That's true. That is true.
oh, there we go.
Mum feared she'd die after getting arm trapped under bed for 13 hours.
Oh my God.
This is my thing.
Jesus, I bet you thought I was about to read your story when I delivered mine.
Yeah, well, it's a good thing I checked beforehand, and it's not my story. I need to give full credit to @MartinBranny on Twitter, who tweeted this to us.
So I missed
a couple of
this.
weeks ago.
I don't remember seeing this.
Yeah.
She got
Sorry.
her arm stuck under the bed.
Trapped under bed. This story is just a complete roller coaster.
Okay.
And I think you'll enjoy it. This is from the Metro,
Oh boy.
Great.
so it's real, and there's a photo of a disgruntled woman and the offending
With no
bed.
arm.
It's in a big sling.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yes.
A mum got trapped under her bed overnight after it collapsed on her when she reached to get her MP3 player.
Oh wow. What century is this?
Yeah, already. It's interesting. Claire Montello, 39, feared she would die after getting stuck for 13 hours at her home in Grangewood, Chesterfield. She described how when her husband Francesco Montello, 61, returned from work the next morning at 10:30 a.m. and lifted the bed, her arm swelled up and then burst.
Oh, God.
No. What?
Hello, 999. What's your emergency? My arm's burst.
My arms pop. The mum of three was reaching between a gap when the piston holding up the mattress failed, and the entire Ottoman-style bed top crashed down on her arm at around 9:30 p.m. on January the 23rd. She was trapped because she didn't have the strength in her one free arm to lift the bed up, and her phone was out of reach.
Oh, fair play. That is fucking terrifying.
Terrified, Claire screamed and shouted to no avail, and even had to lean on the bed, further compressing her arm, when her legs grew too tired to stand.
Oh, God.
And then there's a couple of photos of the bed there. Miss Montello said, I thought I was going to die. I had to keep making myself sick to keep the moisture in my mouth as a way to survive.
What?
I must have vomited about 40 times.
That
Wait.
doesn't work. No,
What
that's
the
acid you're
fuck?
putting in your mouth. What?
That is mental. What on earth?
Well, I'm very thirsty. I might do a bit of a sick in my mouth.
Yes.
In order to stop dehydrating, she made herself vomit 40 times.
I felt
Yep.
bad for up until now. Wow.
The thing is, this story goes through sort of crests and falls of, oh, poor woman. What? What was she doing? What? Because the wardrobe was right next to the bed, I couldn't even sit down. I knew Francesco wouldn't be back until the morning, so I had no choice but to sit on the bed. I couldn't stand for that long. I couldn't sleep through it. I was in so much agony. I'm surprised I didn't pass out of the pain, but I was, and for the whole 13 hours. There's a photo of her stitched up arm, and it does look pretty rough, to be fair. I don't think it burst, though. Mr. Montello, a care worker, added, I lifted up the bed, and when she got her arm out, it was flat. I've never seen an arm go that flat before.
Oh, no. It was flat.
What?
Claire was rushed to Royal Derby Hospital and was kept in for a 2-week stay and underwent 4 operations. Doctors performed a skin graft using skin from her thigh. She had a muscle removed, and doctors told her there's a 50-50 chance she will regain movement in her left arm, she said. Claire added, I'm now in absolute agony. I've got a splint on it and I can't feel anything. If there wasn't in there, my arm would just be a floppy mess. Mr. Montello has since destroyed the bed with a sledgehammer.
In anger.
Yeah.
Go on.
The couple said they brought it from a warehouse a few years back for £800 and never had any issues. And that's the end of the story.
Wow.
Oh, God. I mean, of course, I feel terrible for the woman for, she might never
the
gain...
photos are grim. As
Yeah.
well. They're
She
really
might,
horrible.
never gain the use of her arm again. That's terrible. But why did she make herself sick over 40
I
times?
don't know.
Imagine a husband coming home, finding this massive pool of sick on the floor, and the wife with her arm stuck in the bed. What happened?
And then he remarks, I've never seen an arm go that flat before.
You know that your husband's back in 13 hours. Like, you're not going to you're not going to die of thirst in 13 hours. It's just not going to happen.
Horrifying. That's horrifying.
It's like the really weird... Where was she from? Is she British? It sounds like a British story.
Yeah, she is British.
It's like a really weird British version of that 128 hours or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
The bloke who gets his arm stuck in the rock and has to chop it off.
I can't wait for the film adaptation of a woman trying to reach for an MP3 player and getting stuck.
13 hours is what it'll be called.
I really want to try vomiting 40 times and see what it does, because surely after 10 vomits, you're like, this doesn't feel like a good idea.
That's the next video.
Don't do it dressed as Wallace. That's all I ask.
Yeah.
I vomited 40 times to see what would happen. See how
Dressed
hydrated.
as Wallace.
Believe me, within dressed as Wallace, within like 2 days, that would make it onto another fetish website.
Damn right.
Yeah.
Cute British guy vomits 40 times with a flat arm.
Well, there we go. That's my thing.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
You're so welcome. Can I have a question?
Yeah, you can. Ben, specifically
Yeah.
Ben,
Yeah.
Alex, at Call Me Alex, but there's no E in Alex, says, if you had to give a TED Talk right now, what would you give it on? What are you an expert in, apart from being an edgelord?
Fuck, you know what? I don't know.
I've always wondered this because I watch these YouTube channels. And I'm like, oh man, these guys, they know a lot about a certain thing and they're able to, explore. Like I watched a video about reload animations a couple of months ago.
Oh yeah,
and it was really fucking good, like really well made and everything. I was like, man, I'd love to make something like that. But I've got no knowledge on anything, so I make videos of farting and dressing up as Wallace. That's my TED Talk.
You must have. I mean, you could do a TED Talk on just animating lists and stuff. You were very good at that.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Keyframe animations.
I feel like a TED Talk's got to be a bit sexy, a little bit, a bit juicy.
Or just do it with wearing no shirt.
Oh, there we go. I could talk about anything then.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's me reading out a news article about a woman who got her arm stuck in a bed while topless on stage at TED.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah. Who is Ted, by the way?
Bed talk.
Bed talk.
Good.
Yeah, what is a TED? Is it a person? Is it a thing?
Who is Ted? I've never watched a TED Talk. I'm familiar with the concept, but I've never watched it.
Really? They're very good. If you can find... I mean, obviously they cover all kinds of subjects, so some of them are boring. But like, if you find one that's up your street, they get good speakers on to do them.
I've never watched a bad TED Talk, put it that way. Like, I think usually it gets forced into your recommended feed at some point, and you go, oh, I'll give that a try, and it's always bloody amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I could do one... Oh, man. The thing is, I don't think anyone would come and see it. That's the thing. I don't think anything that I would talk about would be interesting enough that I could pretend to be an authority on it,
I don't think it has to be... You don't have to worry about whether people would be interested in it, but just like, is there anything that you feel that you could do a good chat for like 15 minutes?
Yeah, it's like anything you're passionate about that you can bring a bit of fun and some, anecdotes and facts too. Just, it's like a nice little speech. I'm struggling. Pigeons?
Yeah, pigeons. There you go.
Let's do pigeons.
I'd listen to that TED Talk.
I would love a TED Talk about pigeons, actually.
I've watched a few documentaries about pigeons.
Ooh, do pass on the names afterwards, Peter. I'm very interested.
Oh,
Michael, did you just do a pigeon noise?
Yeah.
Pass them on.
How about going fast?
Oh yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah, that's it.
Going
Yeah.
fast. Fantastic.
Would you want to share your knowledge with the world though? Because obviously you want to be going.
Oh no,
you want to be
it
fastest
would be
boy.
15 minutes of me going fast. In fact, I'd be done in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Nice.
So don't even worry about it.
Brilliant.
Blink and you'll miss it, my dudes.
My TED Talk
National Trust
would be on not National Trust necessarily, but
Great British Walks.
I've got a lot of books about folklore. I follow a lot of folklore
that'd be
Twitter
fun.
accounts on Twitter, obviously, because I think it's pretty. The thing that interests me about that is that there are all these stories that people came up with like hundreds of years ago that have just survived through mostly oral tradition. I know they've been written down now, like in the past 100 years, but a lot of them go back 1,000 years. And I think it's pretty wild that either someone came up with them, like an individual, and their story that they came up with on the fly has survived this long, or maybe even more interestingly is that like people collectively came up with stuff, and it's like a product of a whole society of people saying, "Oh, don't go down to the pond because Nelly Longarms will get you." I think it's pretty interesting. But
I'd watch that TED Talk. I'd
Yeah.
be interested in that.
yeah,
Do it, Peter.
Yeah. Right.
Now's your chance.
I'll get it written.
Lovely.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Peter, thank you for all the questions you've brought us today.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for answering them.
My fucking pleasure, man.
But you know what? I didn't bring them myself. They came from the excellent members of our community.
They were written on babies and sent in to us.
They were. That was 5 babies worth of questions.
Well, we actually got 100 babies, but we only selected the best 5.
Yeah, the other ones we just threw out.
Yeah, we don't need them.
with the bathwater.
Yeah.
Came from our excellent community on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At Vidiots Official.
Yep. That's
Among
it.
other things, which we'll get to in a second. Would you guys like the next chapter in the Hoover story?
Oh,
fuck yeah.
absolutely.
So I believe last time where we left it was I just reassembled the Hoover after cleaning it,
I think so. Yeah.
and you'll never guess what happened, right?
Oh, what happened?
What happened?
I turned it on, yeah, press the button. It's on at the wall. The switch is flipped. I follow the cable all the way to the Hoover. It's plugged in. It's there. It's working. I press the button on the Hoover, and nothing happens.
Oh, my God.
It does not even start. It doesn't even start.
It's somehow worse than last time, than when we started, like 6 months ago.
Yeah. So the next thing I did was I went to the internet, obviously. And I tried to look up what model Hoover I had. And you will never guess. You will never guess what I found out.
What, Ben? What?
What did you find out? Tell us now.
Don't do it.
I just have to wait until next time.
Do you know what I think is going to be the final sort of episode, the reveal,
What's
the big
that?
reveal?
Yeah.
The reason your Hoover is broken is because you accidentally sucked up the tickle monster, and it's inside the Hoover.
Oh my God. I don't need creepypasta inside my own house, thank you.
Yeah, the ghost inside my Hoover.
Too spooky for me. Well, there we go. We'll follow up on that next time. Store.yogscast.com if you would like to look at some merchandise, Michael.
Yes, and if you look very closely, you'll find a discount code for 10% off everything on the Yogscast store. That could be a Chilluminati hoodie, a hat that says Barry's hat on it, a book, anything. But you know what also lives on the Yogscast store?
Vidiots merch.
Vidiots merch, that's right. No. We've got a selection of merchy goods on there, and if you use code Vidiots at checkout, you'll get 10% off. How amazing is that?
Very.
That's so amazing. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, all.com/Vidiots Official. Twitch.tv/Vidiots Official. That's why we do streams sometimes. We'll let you guys know if we're going to do one. Of course, streamlabs.com. I don't even think I gave this a shout out at the beginning. I think I totally forgot. Streamlabs.com/Vidiots Official is how you join Pod Squad. That's where you go. There's a link in the description, all that sort of information. Go there and donate, and you'll get a shout out at the beginning and the end of the show. You'll be a member of Pod Squad. We'll love you forever. Are you guys ready to quickly run through the name of the Pod Squad boys and girls and others today? Here we go. We got a bag full of drugs. Big Daddy Sausage Finger. Jason Steelson. Samuel de Barber of Seville. But it's got an E on the end, so I'm assuming it's Seville? I don't really know. Big Titty Jesus 42. Scrumble Bomble Pomply Dupes.
Perfection.
So hard. Sugar Chuff. Marlene. Michael John's Sons.
Hello.
During dinner bench. Faster Than Ben. Funny name _ Lord Brotovich. The Walnut Winkle. Fantastic Mr. Fucks. Kitty Hawks. Armin's Frozen Peas. Big Titty Jesus 42. 6 large strong trestle tables. Weejock Poopong McPlop. Peter's Tentacle Porn. At Dave on Pornhub. Big Titty Jesus 42. Tiny Peter Bathroom Olympian. Michael Wallace gave me PTSD. Ben's grandma. A giant octopus in Peter's room. Michael dommed by a bedbug. Uwu, this is you a woe phobe. Al Gore's Rhythms. Known racist Mel Gibbon. Simon Miller Light. Sexy bedbug. Frederick Suckerdick. Prince Beefcakes. Brian's Mystery Meatface. One GIF. Brief pause. Fulton the Pussy Killer. Pad Squad. Plip Plap Cadillac Whip Whap. Call Me Alks. Big Titty Supportive Goth GF. Emily Lemons. Mike Hunt from the Discord. Amy Desange. Daddy Michael Suck My Toes. Haywood Jablow Me.
Hey, would you blow me?
Haywood Jablow Me. Billy Taurus Walrus. Stephen Scodes. Wibbly Wobbly Woo. Pod Squad Cod Gods Nod Rod. Rebecca the 42nd Awesome Foz, not Fox. Foz. Oh, I'm so sorry. Unless that was autocorrect, because X and Z are next to each other, so maybe she did mean to type Fox. Chafing Ramhole. Grappage Greasel, I think. Andrew Stinson, Lbaker 97, You Can Grommet My Wallace, Ben. Doc Dickington, Fuck Them Kids. Crispy Hoisin Pizza, and Hattie Emnor.
I think Grappage Greasel hangs out in the Star Wars cantina, doesn't he?
Yeah, I was going to say, that sounds like one, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Check out my Star Wars knowledge. And of course, again, that's streamlabs.com/Vidiots official. Thank you so much, everybody, for all your support. Thank you. Really, really appreciate that. YouTube.com/Team Triple Jump if you'd like to see what Peter and I are up to. Isn't that right, Peter?
Yeah. Remember Vidiots? Huh. Remember Vidiots?
No.
Oh, never mind.
Thanks, Peter.
Thanks, Peter.
Michael,
Yeah.
you're over at Yogscast, aren't you? What are you up to?
Oh, well, I've had a fun week. So about an hour before we started recording this podcast, a video I helped make with the Spiffing Brit is now online on his channel.
Oh, spiffing.
Hey.
Yeah, so if you like that, boy, go watch the new Q&A we shot. It was a lot of good fun. And other than that, you can find me at ParrotBoy on Twitter, where I post ferrets by the looks of it, and me dropping cereal on the floor. So if you like that stuff, go follow me there.
Hooray, the sequel to the soup disaster.
Oh, God,
Yeah.
I hope there's
Been
not a
waiting
third.
for.
Like all sequels, not as good as the original, but still.
The heart's there.
Still an event. In
You
its
didn't
own
get it on
right.
someone's shirt this
Yeah,
time. So,
apologise. I'll step it up for the next one.
yeah.
Finally, leave us an iTunes review or a review/rating on your platform of choice. It helps something to do with Al Gore's rhythms. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening, for contributing, for donating. You're all amazing. And in fact, something we forgot to mention at the start of the show, today, at the time of recording, which is, well, like 5 days before this episode goes out,
Yeah.
this is actually the 1-year anniversary of the first ever episode. Hi, Evelyn.
Oh,
That
congratulations.
was released on the 6th of March,
How lovely.
2018.
We did it, boys.
No, this is the 2-year anniversary.
I was going to say, I didn't want to correct you, but yeah, I thought it was
you're
2
right.
years.
This is the 2-year anniversary. Oh my God, 2 years.
Because me and you have been
Good
at Triple Jump for
Triple
over a
Jump.
year, so...
Lord. I forget that last year wasn't 2018.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Keep
weird,
forgetting
isn't it?
that.
Yeah.
It is, even though we're already in March. So yes, the 2-year anniversary. We're stronger than ever. Please tell your friends as well.
Yeah,
Word
tell
of
your
mouth is it goes such a long way. Guys, what's the final question for the podcast?
How many times would you vomit if you had your hand stuck in your ottoman bed?
And after how many times vomiting would you realise, hang on, this isn't hydrating me?
Maybe if I
working
keep
for some
vomiting.
reason.
39, 40, 41 times?
I'm calling it 40 times. I'm calling it.
Yeah.
40 times is that's it. I'm parched.
I've vomited 38 times and I don't feel better. I'll try again twice more, and if not, I'm stopping.
Just look at me now.
Just look at me hot.
And just look at my arm. It's never been flatter.
My arm's so flat. I'm going to need a new glove.
Okay.
Saturday is treatment day.
I mean, you know, the woman is 50-50 on whether she gets her arm back, but... you
Yeah,
know,
that's true. That
it's
is
still
true,
funny.
sorry.
I'm sorry,
It
but
is
it
funny.
is.
Sorry, yeah. It's a terrible shame what happened to that woman.
Yeah.
On Saturday, it's time for a reward.
Your husband will return from work.
After 13 hours, Francesco returns with a sledgehammer. Tired, big arm, looking for your MP3 player. Tired.
Her MP3 player.
What do you think was on her... Actually, no, that's the question this week. What songs do you think this woman had on her MP3 player?
Where _ is _ the _ love _ Black Eyed Peas .rip.
I'm just feeling that Tracy Beaker image where it's Rizzo or whatever his name was saying, all right, who's got my Maroon 5 CD? Can't remember what his name was. Wellard or something.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Rico?
I don't know.
Rico Wellard?
Yeah.
I don't know. Stupid. What a silly show. Anyway, we're going to go now. Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
We will.
Ta-ra.
Bye.
Bye-bye.